In November 1950, hundreds of thousands of Chinese troops crossed the Yalu River and into North Korea. China had formally entered a war few thought it would. It sent its troops to fight against South Korean and UN soldiers led by the US, who were defending the South from an invasion by North Korea. Academics believe China may have exaggerated the threat posed by the US.
China was poor and weak, and Chinese leaders were scared. China believed it would be bullied again by the West if it didn't get involved. China wasn't willing to have a US-dominated neighbor if they took over the Korean peninsula.
Xie was 17 years old when he was sent to the front line, less than a year after he had signed up to join the army.
I remember it was cold. We were given a coat and a gun, and I left in the middle of the night. We traveled in a windowless freight train. I remember one of the bridges across the Yalu River had been bombed. The last carriage of our train was also hit by a bomb.
It was a war of ideologies. Communist North Korea backed by its allies China and Russia against the capitalist West.
If we hadn't gone there to fight, the US would have invaded China. We were determined to fight back. We were mobilized and singing songs every day. Our daily meeting has slogans like, "We must defeat the American imperialism."
Xie fought for more than 2 years in North Korea. He was injured twice and came home just before the war ended. The price China has had to pay for its involvement in the Korean War is enormous. Official Chinese statistics say 180,000 soldiers were either killed or went missing, but other sources estimate that number could be as high as 600,000. Today, a monument in Dandong City, on the border with North Korea, stands as a memorial to the Chinese troops who were killed in the Korean War. Historians are conflicted over what the war achieved, if anything.
China believes it won. I think it was a tie. It was a spiritual victory for the Chinese people and the leadership. It wasn't a failure. Armistice was signed with the UN.
Yet the divided Korean peninsula remains a place of conflict. The two Koreas technically still at war, having only agreed to a truce. For Xie, he hopes the upcoming summit in Singapore will achieve something that he says is long overdue. This veteran of the Korean War would like to see a peace treaty signed in his lifetime. Florence, Looi, Al Jazeera, Zhenjiang, Jiangsu Province, China.